and talk about other types of documents you can generate within AX. In this case, I'm going to select quotations from our menus and bring up the quotation list page. In this case, when I generate my quotations, I may have a special format I want to present to my customers, and maybe it's from a Word document. So not only can I attach documents, I can generate Microsoft Office documents from within AX. Let me give you an example. Let's say on this particular quotation I'm on right here, that I've defined a Word mail merge document that I want my quote to be presented on. In this case, I simply highlight the quotation, come up to the document handling button, and then select the format that I've created. So in this case, let's say it's this quotation format right here. So I'm going to simply select it, and it's actually mail merging that information into a Word document. We'll see down here at the bottom it generated this Word document, and I'll click open, and we'll see it automatically filled out my letterhead and placed the Word document information automatically, including the item that's being quoted, the customer name information. All the information is pulled directly out of AX and placed it into my Word document automatically for me. So I can now send a letter quality quotation to my customer. Now, this functionality exists throughout the system. Maybe within the production environment, we have a certain type of quality forms that we need to have generated, or inspection forms we want generated for each of our production orders. You can see how easy we can generate any kind of document we want using that functionality and have it automatically presented to the users. Now, let's go ahead and return again back to our customer list page, and let's talk about some other functionality within the system. From here, I'm going to actually double-click to go into the customer detail record. Along with that, I want to bring up another feature within AX that allows me to take these documents we've been generating for customers, vendors, whatever, and be able to make a determination of how we communicate these documents to our customers or to our vendors. AX now has a feature on the customer and vendor records that allow you to control that. There's a new option called Print Management. I'm going to select this option. And from here, a screen will pop up that will allow me for the different forms that I can send a customer. In this case, we can say, for example, our sales order confirmation as an example. I can say the original document, I want to, instead of printing it, I want to decide to email it. And I can decide then, I can place the customer's email address in the system. I can then further define the subject line, the format we're going to send it in, and if I have a template built behind the scenes, I can control the template and information that's going to appear in the body along with the attachment of the sales order confirmation. Just like that. So now, anytime we generate sales order confirmations for this particular customer, it's going to go out via email automatically. So this allows us to do, when we do batch printing of invoices or orders or any other types of documents, AX is going to go out and look, in this case, at each of the customers and say, okay, am I printing for this customer? Is this customer I'm supposed to email, so I'm going to email it to them. This customer I need a fax, so I'm going to send it through our fax printer on our server, and we'll control each of those based on what it sees within the customer setup. And now I can also decide to have a copy that, in this case, could automatically be printed out. So we would have, in this customer's example, we would have one emailed, and yet we would still have a hard copy that we might send to the customer automatically. So that's a little bit about the print management features within Dynamics AX. Now, while we're on the detailed screen, let's talk about some other general features of how the system can be customized, easily customized to your preferences. Now, as I went about these different tabs, you can see there's a host of different type of information presented on the screen. From here, I can access more detailed information relating to the customer, including address, contact information, and such. But let's assume in this case, as we set up AX to fit our particular customer requirements, that there's certain fields on the screen that are not relevant, we don't need. I'm going to show you how easy it is to remove those fields. So as I come over to the Setup tab page, you'll notice some options. There's actually an option here, Euro money transfer slip. Well, I'll assume we just don't deal internationally, and this area is just not required, so why have it on the screen? So as you see, I can actually click on a field, right-click, and actually hide one of the fields. I can also click on the complete group and hide the group also. So that's how easy it is to take information off the screen that's not relevant. At the same time, I can bring all of the information back on the screen. Furthermore, let's say the information we want to present on our customers, a particular type of information is just not presented out of the box within Dynamics AX. In this example, let's say we want to track minority-owned customers, but that information is not presented anywhere. So let's say under the identification section, we want a checkbox option called minority-owned. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to add that information. Let's close down our customer screen, and what I'm going to do is bring up this thing called an application object tree. Now, the application object tree is only available from a security standpoint to those people who you want to give rights to do what I'm about to show you. Within this section, I have access to the complete data dictionary, including all the tables, fields, the screens, which are called reports in AX, and the actual reports, any of the web pages through the Enterprise Portal, the help applications. I can go in and customize any of this information within Dynamics AX. What I'm going to do is expand the table and go to our customer table, and we're going to add a new field. Adding a new field is as simple as right-clicking and defining the field type we want to add. Because I want to add a checkbox field, it is defined as an enum type. I'm not going to get into specifics about the different definitions of fields at this point. I'm using this as an example to show you how easy it is to add a field type. So we're going to call this minority owned, and that's the same name we'll give the field on the screen. There we go. And the enum type, because I I wanted as a checkbox field is the no yes type. Again, it's a special type of field, and by classifying it as that, it gives me two options of yes or no. So I'm simply going to, at this point, save this field to my data dictionary. And now we have a new field that's been synchronized on the back end into the Microsoft SQL database, but we have yet to present it on our screen. Now within Dynamics AX, I'm going to open up a new window and show you how easy it is to do that. Microsoft actually made it very simple to do that. You may have noticed when we were on the customer screen that our fields were all combined in different groups. And consequently, that means that the new field I just added, minority owned, all I have to do is drag it into a particular group. And then wherever that group's presented, whether it be on a report, a web page, any of the other screens, this field will automatically show up there. So if you recall, I wanted to add it to the identification section on the general tab page of our customer detail record. So I simply expand that group, take our new field, drag it into that group, and then save the table again. Now, let's go back and see if we have a new field on our record. So we'll go back to our list page and double click on the detail record. And if you look at the bottom here, our minority owned field is now there with a checkbox. So if this particular customer's minority owned, I can checkbox that. I can checkmark that field for this customer if that is the case also. So anywhere within the system, this identification group is presented on reports, forms, web pages, wherever. It will now include minority owned. That's how easy it is to add fields to Dynamics AX. Now while we're here, let's talk just momentarily about the help functionality. Just like most applications you're probably used to, help can be brought up from AX by pressing the F1 key, or you can actually press the icon at the top of the screen. And that information then is presented to me. You'll notice that you have actually a table of contents you can use. You can search for certain fields you might be interested in looking at. So all of that information is presented. You'll notice once the information about the particular screen, in this case the customer form, is presented, that also there are a number of different links to other more detailed information that you may be interested in. The nice thing about this is all customizable. You may recall when I brought up the AOT that you can customize the list pages. So you could go in and actually create your own standard operating procedures and embed those as links or changing the wording you see in the current help to fit your particular company requirements. So basically, once you go through an implementation process, we can work with you to set up these screens to have your specific company information. So as new employees come on board, the help is really tailored to how you do business. Now, keeping that in mind from a help standpoint, there are other ways you can generate help within Dynamics AX. So let's look at that. So for example, let's say we want to create standard operating procedures on how we add new customers to the system. So there is a feature within Dynamics AX called the Task Recorder. And I'm going to select from the tools here the Task Recorder. And you'll notice this little button right here, it starts recording. So I'm going to start recording my activity.